Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, first of all, apologies for a sound glitch on my video yesterday where you had to turn the sound up a bit to listen. Sorry about that. We'll try not to let that happen again soon. And apologies to Libardier. I don't think it ruined what was an excellent, if mind-bending puzzle. Now, when we tell you what to send into the channel if you want to be featured, we always advise you to use a short rule set because that's got much more chances as a puzzle of getting featured. But occasionally, even I like to dip into a longer rule set. And we've got a special occasion today because, well, we have a special occasion yesterday, in fact, which was Marusha Dark's birthday. Now, Marusha is, I'm going to say, a mysterious figure, but nonetheless a long-time friend of the channel. Always on the streams, constantly interacting with us. The author of Thelema, which is a series of, I'm going to say, science fantasy books. I hope that's not offending anybody. And you could look them up on Amazon if you wanted, but they're really interesting. Marusha was kind enough to send us a copy, as well as the Crack and the Cryptic mug, and even. Actually, yes, I've got a coaster as well from the same set. But Marusha is a great person, and we are very keen to honour their birthday. So even a day late, hopefully not $1 short. Now, what Marusha is celebrating here is their birthday in the year of the dragon. And these are well, this is meant to be, the grid is meant to represent the Chinese character, the dragon. So if I remember, here it is on the screen. And you can assess for yourselves the accuracy of the calligraphy in the grid. And there are some intriguing rules about, well, they very largely centre on these coloured lines. They're actually not that hard to understand. So don't worry at all about that. Give the puzzle a go if you fancy it. I'm going to do the rules in a moment. Now, don't forget, on Patreon, in 3 days' time, we have the new reward, and it's going to be evening attractions by ourselves, and it is a negative constraint pack. So if you like the puzzles with negative constraints, this is for you. If you struggle with them, this is going to be a great learning tool. And we would love you to join us on Patreon, have a go at that. There will be a total of 7 puzzles to try. And yeah, it's in proofing at the moment. We're really looking forward to bringing that to you. That'll be out at 4 p.m. our time on the 1st of March. This is a leap year, so that's not in 2 days. And what else is going on all of our apps, of course, are available on the links under the video, along with Sven Sudoku Pad and our merch. Yeah, loads going on as usual. So let's have a look at the rules of Year of the Dragon. So normal Sudoku rules apply. That we're going to put the numbers 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Adjacent digits on a coloured line must differ by at least the amount written in the cell of the same colour. E.g., this 2 indicates that adjacent digits on a blue line must differ by at least 2. Now, the grey and purple lines, there is a grey digit for the grey line, there's a purple digit for the purple line, so they obey those rules. But the grey and purple digits are also each a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. So they're Renban lines, which is appropriate for purple, maybe less so for grey. For clarity, there is 1 purple line, so this is all one line together up here. And the grey cell must be deduced. We're going to have to work out that number. Right, finally, additionally, there are 2 dancing dragons wandering the grid. Each dragon starts and ends at a red dot, so we have 4 red dots, and forms a non-repeating set of consecutive digits in order. Okay, so it could be the numbers 1 to 9, or it could be the numbers 2 to 7. Dragons, and I mean it would go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dragons may move orthogonally or diagonally and may touch themselves or each other, but they may not branch, cross themselves or each other, nor enter cells marked by an X. So those are non-dragon cells. Okay, those are the rules. Wow, I mean, it's an intriguing rule set. Do give it a try if you feel like it, or follow along and watch my solve of Year of the Dragon as we enter the dragon. Let's get cracking. So, well, how? I would normally point out, yeah, I mean, what Marusha has done very kindly is given us our normal colours for green and orange. So this is a German whisper line, effectively, where the differences have to be at least 5, and it's green because of that 5. And the orange is a line that has differences of at least 4. The purple is quite difficult to have differences of at least 3. What I was going to say is that we can't put 5 on the green line, but actually there's almost nowhere on it we could put 5, even if we were allowed. So, okay, we can place 5 in one of those 2 cells in box 9, because it can't be on the green line there. Then there'll be a 5 in one of those 3 cells. So as usual, I'm using the corner marks to limit where a digit can be within a box. And then I'll use central marks to limit the candidates for a particular cell. I suppose the other next thing we often do with the green line is to divide it into high and low, even before we know which cells are high and which cells are low. What we do know is that they have to alternate between one polarity, high or low, and the other, because you have to have a digit more than 5 and then a digit less than 5 to achieve this difference of 5. So I don't know whether purple is high or low and green converse, but I do know that all the cells I've highlighted purple here will share a polarity. Actually, the grey... Oh, I'm sorry, that is going to keep on making that noise. I will just hide it away. That's something I have to have available. Right, the grey line is... it's a Renban as well. Well, I mean, the purple line's a Renban too. But the purple line has 7 digits on it. Right, the purple line has to have a 3 on it. That 3 cannot be in box 1, and therefore it's there. We've got a digit. One of these is a 3 as well. Yeah, the Renban property is very interesting. I mean, the blue line is almost valueless with this distance of 2. Even the orange sort of Dutch whisper 4 line, that's quite free, as is the purple. But the purple's very confined within a box. Actually, yes, let's carry on with the 3. The 3 can't touch 1, 2, 4, or 5. So these digits are high digits. No, I started this because I was starting to think about how the grey line can actually possibly be a Renban. Oh, yes, this is very obvious. Not to me, but to you, because you're smarter. Let's imagine this line contained 4, 5, 6. I don't know if it does, but it could, because it's got a 5 on. Right, actually, I've had another thought about this cell and its German whisper properties. I will come back to that in a moment. Imagine this line was 4, 5, or 6. 4, 5, and 6, because that's one of the ways it would be. Where would the 5 sit on the line? It would sit next to either 4 or 6. And the same would be true if you select any sequence of 3 digits. The middle digit in that sequence is going to have to sit next to one of the others with a difference of 1. So grey has to be 1. I mean, that's almost a giveaway, but actually, given how long it took me to work it out, it's a perfectly valid deduction that we had to make, perhaps. Well done if you got that instantly. Now, yes, the thing I was going to think about this cell is it's not very extreme. Okay, I should really have gone through the 3 facts I know about German whisper lines. One is that 5 doesn't appear on them. We did that. One is that the German whisper line alternates in polarity. We did that. But the third is that 4 and 6 are quite difficult digits to place on a German whisper line. And the reason for that is because they can only have one type of neighbour. For 4, that neighbour is 9. For 6, that neighbour is 1. It's the only allowable digit. And that means there are quite a few places, even on this line, which can't have a 4 or a 6. And I'm just going to highlight some of them. Those are the ones I can see immediately. It doesn't actually do as much as I thought. Now, the next thing I was going to do is think about this cell, which actually can be a 4 or a 6, because its two neighbours don't see each other. Unsociable neighbours. In fact, because of the Renban property of this line, because it's a sequence of a set of consecutive digits, this can't be 1, 2, 8 or 9. So it is either 4 or 3 or 6 or 7, depending on whether it's high or low. Then the digits that it's touching themselves can't be from that set of digits, 3, 4, 6 or 7. So they are more extreme. They're 1 or 2 or 8 or 9. And if this was if this was 4 or 6, the sort of inner digits, the monogamous digits, that is quite powerful, because that 4 forces both of those to be 9. Actually, oh, that's quite interesting. What happens on the line? 4 forces this line to be... Oh, no, it doesn't. It can be 5 and 3 or 5 and 6. It's 3 or 7, which are theoretically freer digits, that force this line harder. Oh, hang on. Where does 4 go in box 9? It doesn't go here or here. These are monogamous. These are non-monogamous digits. They have two neighbours that see each other. So 4 is in one of these 3 cells just by sudoku. Therefore, it's not here. Therefore, if this is low, it's a 3. And that would be an 8, 9. Well, no, those would both be selected from 8 and 9. Be careful, Mark. Hang on, if this is a 4, this doesn't work. That's lovely. If this is a 4, purple is low, and that's a 3. And then these cells, once that's a 3, these have to be 4 and 5, because 5 is on the line. It's a set of consecutive digits. So if that was 4, that's a 3, and there's another 4 here, and that doesn't make sense. So that is not 4. So this is actually now a 4-5 pair, which is surprising. And I don't know, it almost feels like a bit of a worrying leap that I've made there. Just trying to turn that alert off. There we go. I'm not sure that works, in fact. Anyway, this now can't be a 7, because 4, 5, 7 is not a sequence. So this is down to 6 or 3, which seems slightly unbalanced as a pair of possibilities. If these are, if that's a 6, these are both 1s. Actually, that's quite freeing for the rest of these. I don't know, maybe I can't get further than that at this point. 2 is somewhere on this line, but it could be in either colour. Maybe I have to go back up to this shopping basket. Sorry, I hope that's not cultural misappropriation. I don't think it looked like a shopping basket in the original Chinese calligraphy. It just does in the puzzle to me. Anyway, yeah, 4 is on this line because, yes, this line is a 7-cell Renban. It has to have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on it. 4, we've got this given 4, so that's not 4. We know, we've pencil marked these. So 4's in one of those cells. And the cells that aren't on the line in this box are not 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. And this one can't be 1 or 2 because it actually sees those now. So that is 8 or 9. This one now can't be 2 because that would have to be 1. So this is 1, 8 or 9. If this is 1 or 8, that's a 9. And if this is 9, that's an 8. And if it is 8 or 9, that's a 6, 7 pair. Oh, if it's 1, hang on a second. Now, I've been ignoring the Dutch whisper down here because it's so flexible. It could have a 5. Let me tell you, just as a green line can never change polarity, it's always alternating. An orange line can change polarity if it has a sequence of 1, 5, 9 along it. So you can't colour it to start with different colours. However, if you can either rule 5 off it or off a section of it, then you know that that section must alternate in polarity. Now, something else you can do is posit that if this is a 1, there aren't enough low digits, I think, for this section of line. Now, work through this with me. If that was a 1, then 2 is the only really low digit we could put on this section of line, and the rest of the digits would be made up of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, how are we going to alternate those? 9 can sit next to 5, so 2 of those can go next to each other, but only those 2. And then I don't think there's enough. You can't go 5, 9, 2, 8, anything if you've used a 1 here. That would be just too many low digits for this column to sustain. So let me just think that through. If that's a 1, these are made up of 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you've got basically 4 junctions, 4 line segments, and one of them can be 2 and something. In fact, 2 of them could be 2 and something, and one of them could be 5, 9. But that's only 3 segments. You can't get a 4th. So that is not a 1. That's quite long-winded. You probably saw that quicker than I did. But this is an 8, 9 pair now. Now this is a 6, 7 pair on the shopping trolley. The blue line doesn't have these sorts of problems because the difference only has to be 2, which is just kind of a non-consecutive constraint. It's barely any difference at all. Now, the rest of the cells here are 1, 2, 4, and 5. Oh, and we've got this orange line to have a little thought about as well. Because these are quite, well, I don't know. We only need to get 1 low digit on it, minimum. Oh, I'll tell you what we've got. We've got the dragon. I hadn't planned to think about the dragons much. The moving dragon. What is it? A dancing dragon. So there's a 1 here on this dragon. That is clearly the head of a dragon. And its next digit has to be a 2. And I don't know where that goes. But the one after that is a 3. Where is it going to get a 3 from? It can't be as short as a 2-cell dragon because it can't reach a tail in one go. So it must be a 3-step dragon, but we've put this 3 in, so those cells can't be 3. These can't be 3, and therefore the 3 on this dragon is in one of these cells. Now, it might be the tail there. It might be over here. But either way around, it's got to go through a 2 in one of those 2 cells, and that is on this weird orange line. It can't go through X because that's one of the rules, but it wouldn't really affect this deduction. 2 is seeing those cells, so now we know that 2 is in one of those cells in the shopping basket. Now this is weird. If we knew that one of those was a 4, we'd know that that was a 7. If we knew that, this one is becoming impossible. In fact, this pair, oh no, it's a difference of 3. Yes, that's how I knew it was 4, 7 as a possibility. This pair has to include a 1, because they can't be a 4-5 pair. So they include a 1, and there is no 1 in those cells. Oh, there must be some way to work this. If that was a 6, this would have to be 2 and 1. And that doesn't work. Okay, that would be a 4-5 pair. Right, I am about to assert quite a big statement. And it's wrong. Okay, I'm going to make a smaller statement, an obvious statement. This can't be a 4, and that's because we've got a 4 there. This is 1 or, I'm sorry, this is 1 or 5. Now, come on. This could go 1, 4, 7. This can't be a 5 because it's next to 7 or 6. So that one as well. That's totally blimping obvious. So now one of these is a 5 and can't sit next to a 4. So that's not a 4. Now, one of these two is a 4, which is what we suggested earlier would lead to a definite 7 here. And that's 6. Oh, we can actually use the blue line constraint, incredibly, to rule something out of here. This can't be 5, so that's a 2. That's a 4, that's a 1, that's a 5. And we've all but finished box 1. We've certainly finished the purple line, which is a successful Renban line with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on it. And also it's a, whatever, a purple whisper, whatever that is. Now, on this orange line now, well, what? 2 doesn't go with 4 in these cells. Ah, this is it. We're into the colours now on this German whisper line. This digit cannot be low. It can't be 1, which is there. It can't be 2, which is in one of those cells. It can't be 3, which is there. It can't be 4 because of the prurient neighbours. The 4 would need a 9 on both sides, and they would see each other. So this purple digit here is high. And therefore I can make all my purples orange and all my greens blue because I know that they represent blue for low and orange for high in my polarity colouring standards. So this digit is 8 or 9. Can't be 6 because of the neighbours again. That probably puts 2 here. So it's also a tail of a dragon because it's 8 or 9. Well, okay, I'm discounting the possibility that this is a dragon that goes 8, 9. This is not a 3 because it's high. And well, this is 7, 8 or 9. Okay, the digits are, this is a 2. It sees 1, 3 and 4 and we know it's low. This is not a 2 or a 3. So it's 1 or 4. This is not 1 or 2. Right. This sees 2 digits, so it can't be a 4. So that's a 3. And that's by Sudoku, but it's also on the dragon. I'm going to mark that. Oh, no. This is what I'm trying to do. Pen tool. I'm going to mark that with a blob. A red blob, I think. There we go. That is on this dragon. I don't know whether it goes through this cell or this cell to get there. But anyway, let's carry on. This is not 2. This is low and not 2. This is 1. This is 6. This is 1. This is low, 2 or 3. Actually, where can 2 go in box 9? It's got to go there. These are therefore from 7, 8 or 9 because they touch a 2. This one is now 4 and therefore surrounded by 9s. We're really underway here. Excellent. This is a 3. This must be 8. It can't be 7. And we've finished column 6. That can't be 7. We've nearly finished the German whisper line. Now, let's go over to this Dutch whisper line. And we've had 5 taken off these cells. So they do alternate in polarity now. And there are 3 high digits and maximum 2 low. So we can put the 2 low in those places as a 1-2 pair. The high digits will include a 6. And not a 5. I don't really know much more about them. This can't be a 6 because it would be touching a 2 in one of the cells. So whichever one of these is a 6 is neighbouring a 1 to the north or south. Now this is Oh no, I was going to say this is low, and then I was going to say, oh, but it could be a 5. It actually is a 5 because it sees 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 5, that's 9. 5 must be touching 1 on the other side because that's still on the orange. This is 2, that's 1, that's not 9, that's not 9. In fact, this is not 9 and is 8, and the whole thing is coming for us now. I've finished column 1 suddenly. Fantastic. Oh, this is clever. Right, 9, 5, 1, 2, 7. One of these is a 6. It can't be there under Dutch whisper rules. This is not allowed to be a 4 or an 8 under the rules, so that's a 3. This is 4 and 8, and I can use sudoku to finish them. 3, 5 are a pair here. I can't use this blue line rule at all. 7, 8, 9 are the triple here. The blue line's not helping me in any way. But I've got an 8, 9 pair in this row. Oh, I need a 5 in the row. It has to be there. These are a 4, 3 pair, I reckon. 2 is in one of those cells. 1 is in one of those. 8, 9 are making up. Now, let's have a look at this orange wisp. No, let's look at this one first. The digits we still have to place, they're all the even digits in this row. And 2 cannot go with 4 by the rule. So this is either a 2, 6 or a 2, 8 pair, and that's a 2, 6, 8 triple, and we put 4 on the X, which is interesting, because this 3 is not the tail of a dragon. It needs to find a 4, and it's not allowed on the X. It's going to have to find its 4 here. So I'm going to put another blob there. Hopefully I can join these blobs up in a moment. That 4 is looking down here. It's then going to need a 5. It could go back up here. Otherwise it's got to go, it can't go there. This German, in fact, let's just do Sudoku on this. On this cell, 9, 1, 8, 4, 2, 6 it sees. 3, 5 and 7 are theoretically possible, but 8 is not allowed to be next to 7 or 5. So that's a 3, not on an orange line. This must now be 7 or 9 by Dutch whisper rules. We need a 2 in this box. We've got a 2 there, so neither of these are 2. And at last the blue line does something for us. Again, actually, we did use it once before. We can't put a 2 here, so we put it here. That fixes 2 there. Oh, bunch of high digits in this column, and I don't know how to tell them apart. I'm sure there's more. Oh, the dragons. We're going to have to go back and sort out the dragons somehow. There's not much else to go on. That is 6 or 7. That is 5 or 6. This is just eliminating candidates by looking along the rows and so on. 2, 6, 4, 8, 3, 9, 2, 7, 6. That is 6 or 7. Oh yes, I was going to go. Oh, and we've got ahead of this other dragon. 2 there. And it's got to reach one of these 9s as a tail. And that's a long stretch. The only way it can move from there is onto a 3. Then the 4. Now, it's not allowed onto this X cell. So its 5 is either going to be there or there. And if it was here, how does it ever get to one of these 9s? It's got to get through an 8. 5 there. It can't be that 8 because that doesn't touch a 9. It can't get through to that 8. And it's too long a trip to get up there. 5. Well, it's not too long a trip, but it would need an 8 in one of these, well, in that cell specifically. So it doesn't go through there. So this dragon goes through that 5, that 6. Sorry, I slipped on the line. Then it needs 7, then 8, then 9. Well, it's going to have to get the 8 here. And therefore, it's going to have to go through a 7 here. And we get digits out of that. And we've finished a dragon. And these do remind me of those sort of multi-person dragons weaving their way through Hong Kong streets or whatever. Well, they do now, I've thought of it. Now, this one as well, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we know which 9 we're heading for. It's this tail now. And that's going to need an 8. That 8 is going to have to get out to a 7. We've got to join up 4 and 7 there with 5 and 6. I figure, yeah, we're not allowed to cross. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. I think I know which way it's going to go, but let's do Sudoku. 7 there, puts 5 there, puts 1 here. We get a 7 here and a 5, 6 pair. 1, 6, 3, 4, 2, 5. That's 7, 8, or 9. This is done. That's a 6. This is a 5. Right. Now where can it get the next 5 from? And the answer is it must go up here for the 5, down here for the 6, and then there for the 7. I could have filled in that 7, couldn't I? 7, 6. So we've finished the 2 dragons very happily. This is a 1, 9 pair. I think we're just finishing the grid now. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Oh, we get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light proving its position. Now, 2, 8, or 9. That one can't be 8. We've got a 6, 4 pair, a 5, 9 pair. This is going to finish off somehow. That's a 2, 7 pair. And down here, the whisper doesn't do that. These are from 1, 8, 9. Right, what is doing this? There's no more line disciplines. So I'm just going to use digits. Yes, it's just Sudoku. 7, 2. The 2 must be there now. That gets me stuck. But 7, we've got a 1. That must be here. That gets me stuck. 8 there does it. 9, 8, 9, 8. And then we've got this 3. There must be one other loose end in columns 4 and 5. But never mind. I found the 3. And I can probably finish off using that. 4, 6. Oh, I've got 1 pair left to do in column 8 as well. Get a 9 on that. Oh, this doesn't look good. That's an 8 that I've mistyped at some point. That's all right. 9, 8. And that should finish us. There we go. Lovely puzzle. Very clever from Marusha Dark there, and most entertaining. Let's get rid of the colours I inserted in the grid, and then we can leave behind the dragons, and I think that's appropriate for this Year of the Dragon puzzle. Have a happy Year of the Dragon. I know it's been going for some weeks already, but happy birthday to you, Marusha, and we will see you guys all tomorrow for more Sudoku. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.